Welcome to the second video. In the second video, we'll be exploring another database that students find useful. It is important first to note that the Kaiser Library offers you many resources. You can find ebooks, you can find specific journals, you can also find videos, libguides, and other professional training. You'll find magazines that you'd like to read available through the databases as well. And there's also library training and contact information for each campus. Let's go ahead and begin looking at the EBSCOhost platform. EBSCOhost, like ProQuest, is a series or a group of databases. I'm going to begin by choosing Select All because it gives me the broadest search, and it's easier to limit it later. I'm going to continue playing with my research from earlier. Note, full text is chosen. Scholarly is not, and that's okay. We'll leave that on, or off, I should say. You'll note that you can also search by age groups and document types. Something that you can see here is if you go through, you can find different kinds of documents if you so desired. There's also publication types. For instance, there are books available. We generally do not suggest getting an entire book on a subject. Instead, you might want to just identify a chapter within a book. Let's go ahead and just begin very broadly, though. I'll put in opioids, since that's my topic that I'm playing with for this paper. Notice there are 35,000 sources. Here are some academic journals. Those have gone through the peer review process. It's also been limited to peer review here. I also see the PDF full text available, which is important because that means I can actually access that text and read it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off Scholarly for a moment, though, and maybe I'm interested in finding some news sources or other kinds of sources. Note how some of these articles come up saying full text finder, even though I have full text. If I click on this article, I may not actually be able to access it. So I'm going to skip those full text finder articles. Let me go ahead and just identify a piece from an academic journal, not a periodical. A periodical is a magazine, something that's published regularly, but that doesn't go through the strict guidance of a peer-reviewed process. Notice that once I pull the text up, I can identify the PDF here and open it. There are many options here on the right. For instance, I can print, I can email, I can add it to a folder, although I wouldn't do this. This is like saving it digitally. You can get a citation. You can also export it and get a permalink. Our suggestion is generally to either print it or email it to yourself. We also suggest while you're here to go ahead and grab the citation. Here is the APA citation. You would want to copy and paste this into a Microsoft Word document. Note, these are not always 100% correct. For instance, APA does not capitalize every word of the title. Additionally, when you copy and paste, sometimes the italics are lost. APA also requires a DOI or a retrieved from link for digital sources. I don't see that here, so I may just borrow it from here. Once again, the APA citations are a great start, but you do want to spend some time checking them. This article is probably not precisely what I'm looking for, so I'm going to go back to the result list. However, notice the subjects. The subjects can give me ideas about what it is I might be wanting to write on. For instance, maybe I have not even thought about elder abuse and prevention and control. So I'm going to copy and paste that and put that into the second box. And I'm going to use the and or the cross-reference term. Now I've identified one article that deals with opioids and elder abuse. That's probably too limited. However, there are other databases that I can cross-reference these two particular terms. Additionally, I might simply take off prevention and control and look at elder abuse as tied to opioids. And that provides me more research that I might be able to use. Notice not every text is available full text. I did choose full text, but only some of them actually are. So keep that in mind as you use ProQuest, that you may find the articles, but you may not necessarily have access to them, even though it says that you do. This brings up information on who's been using this article. This tries to help me find it, and sometimes it works, but often it does not. So our suggestion is stick to the texts that have the PDFs readily available when you're using the ProQuest database platform.